Heading off to my local today, and I've set myself 3 tasks. 1. Catch a fish. Avoid the dreaded donut. Nobody likes going fishing and catching nothing. Challenge 2. I'm aiming to catch flathead on as many different lure types as possible. So I've got soft plastics, I've got micro jigs, I've got blades, I've got hard bodies, and if I can tick a few of those off, then I reckon that's going to be a bit of fun. And the third and ultimate challenge would be to get hold of a jewfish, mulloway, whatever you like to call them. That will be my ultimate goal for today, so wish me luck. We'll see how we go. If you were a fish, would you be living in under there? Pretty sure I would. Would you come out and eat my lure? Pretty sure I would. Mind you, I'd be a pretty dumb dead fish. Okay, so I've spotted a fallen tree in the water here. Whether it's freshwater or saltwater, something like that's always a good target for casting at. It holds bait, gives a bit of protection for predators as well. So I'm not going to go past without throwing a few casts in there. And that's why, because there's a fish in there. There we go. A little brim hanging on that snag. Decided that that lure looked pretty good. That just goes to show it. It's good to pay attention to your surroundings. Think about where the bait might be sitting. Think about where the predators might be sitting, chasing that bait and getting a bit of protection from that structure. That's what happens. Nice little brim. There we go. A good start. That's not necessarily the species that we were targeting, but I did say first priority, catch a fish. We've caught a fish. Bream are a very common species, and a lot of people catch them, a lot of people chase them, but something you don't think of is the fact that they're a predator in their own right. Have a go at those teeth. I wouldn't want to be putting my finger in there. So that's the lure that did the job. That's a Berkeley 3B fat dog, deep. Just cast at that little snag back there. Just worked slowly. And little Mr. Bream, he thought it looked pretty good. Come here, mate, let's have a look at you. Whoop, whoa, off he goes, what a release. See you, mate. Something that this area has no shortage of is mullets. Or mullet, or mullay, not sure. And I've chosen this lure for a couple of reasons. One, it's got a nice soft paddle tail, lots of action. 2, it looks just like the sort of mullet that are around here. And I'm hoping that the fish are going to take a liking to it. We're about to find out. I reckon they do take a liking to it. That is the second cast with that lovely little mullet lure. And this is not a light outfit. This is my mangrove jack outfit, so it's got a fair bit of poke. So that this fish is putting a decent bend in it would tend to suggest that it's either a very lively fish, but it's got a bit of size to it. I'm hoping that maybe both. Water's still quite dirty, but down there I can see the shape and colour of a decent flatty. I might just back the drag off now. Had it fairly tight. We don't want him coming to the
boat too fresh, so that he might play up and hurt both of us. It's not in the realms of the 70 plus fish that I caught a few weeks or a month ago, but it's a good fish nonetheless. Hopefully you can start seeing it there, waving its tail through the current and just keeping its distance. It's a good idea with a flathead if you've got it beside your kayak or land-based or beside your boat. Try and keep its head in the water and lead it into the net instead of trying to lift it up, and then it's got a better chance of shaking its head. There we go. Good fish. Happy with that. Second cast of the day with the soft plastics. Smear of S Factor on that mullet lure. Did the job. There's no sign at all of my lure. I think that he has, or she, as the case may be, may have totally engulfed it. There she is. Nice fish. And there's that lure. Yep. Came out quite easily. It was just lodged in the roof of the mouth there. That lure again. Beautiful. I'll just put her in the water there and let her have a bit of a swim while I get myself organised. Take the chances that a bull shark's not going to come along and eat both of us. She's very healthy. She's biting down on me already, so I don't have any concerns about the condition of the fish. Just going to wet the measure there so that I don't take much slime off the fish in measuring it. Whoop. There we go, quick measure. Nose on there, 57. And you can see, hopefully the camera can pick it up, those wicked big spikes there. That's one of the reasons I'm wearing these gloves, to give me a bit of protection, but also to protect me from the teeth. There we go. They're those teeth that I was talking about. Look at them there. Just going to give her a bit of a swim beside the kayak. Get that water rushing through her gills. Okay. I think we're ready for a release. See you, big girl. Off she goes. Second cast of the day on the soft plastics. Happy with that. Now, as you saw when I lifted that fish up and had a look down its gullet, that lure was quite a way down there. That's a big lure, that's 110 mil. So it did well to get it right down, and I can feel that the leader is chafed right up to here. So I really need to take the time and cut that, retie it, start afresh, but worth it. When tying on most of my lures, I use a loop knot. So all I do is I just make a standing loop in the line, make it into a granny knot, you can just see there, through the eye of the hook, and then back through that hole that you've created, and then just quickly 1, 2, and then back from underneath, back through that hole again, bit of spit, cinch it up, and there you have a nice loop for the lure to work around on. Okay, I'm going to go straight back into that same area that I just pulled that fish out of. Flathead tend to lay together, so it's always worth putting a few more casts through that same area if you've caught a fish. You never know how many might be sitting there. That's a fish. Oh no, he let go. What happened there? Oh, nice sharp jig head. Oh, it was right down his gullet too. Oof, that was unlucky. Disappointing. Once again, that leader's chafed a good 10 centimetres past the lure. Yep. Oh no, it's let it go again. What's going on? Gotcha. Cheeky little varmint. Gotcha. How about you trying to eat a 110mm mullet? Yeah, I know. He is not a big flathead by any measurement. He's probably around about 40 centimetres, maybe 38. But look at that, 110mm mullet pinned right through the top of his nose there. Don't be afraid of using big baits when you're chasing flatties. There we go. Let's say goodbye. See you, mate. So keeping in with the challenge of catching flatties on as many different lures as possible, caught a couple now on the soft plastics. So now I've switched over to a TT blade. This one's a 1/2 ounce, fairly heavy, but there's some deep holes here and the current runs fairly quickly. So the jig head that I was using on my soft plastic was a 1/3. So yeah, this should do the job. Just have to, it's a little bit more snaggy than what a soft plastic is, given the fact that it's got 2 sets of trebles. So it may end in disaster, but it also may pull the fish of the trip, so you just never know. Ooh, a fish. What have we got? A small fish. Hey, a flathead on a bent minnow. Gotta love that. That's my first time using a bent minnow. And look at that little ripper that jumped on and said, I want to eat you. How cool is he? Look at those spots. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the light there. What a perfect little fish. Just to think that can grow to be over 1.2 metres if it avoids being eaten. There you go, bent minnow, floody. There we go. Who'd have thunk? That's a fish. Yes, indeed it is. Mr. Flathead. Mr. Flathead, you tried to eat my lure. Look how white they are underneath, and then you turn them over and they're perfect camouflage, aren't they? Perfect hook set there, right in the corner of the mouth, pops out easily. Say bye bye, mate. Bye bye, mate. That's a fish. Subtle fish too. Interesting fight. Don't know what this is from the fight. I'm going to give it a little bit of drag, because it's been fairly tight. Could be a tailor, I don't know. Or maybe just a flathead, don't know. No, flathead. Flathead trying to give me a bath. I know it's not your idea to go in the net, but I want you to go in the net. Yeah, good work, mate. Well done. See, I told you, if you just played the game, we'd get this done. Once again, inhaled the mullet lure. Good fish too. Come on now. Open up your mouth. Open up and say ah. Let's have a look at you. Let's have a look at you. No, I don't want you to swim away just yet. You are 55. And you are very angry. Bye-bye now. I've been casting at that bait school that I could see on the sounder for about half an hour, and it was getting absolutely no love. But I thought it looked too good not to hold fish, so I switched to a lure that I know has been producing today, and lo and behold, the fish start biting. They like the mullet.